tell you why black men are out here and the rates are through the roof. They tear us down when we don't communicate and express our thoughts and feelings and sentiments or our vulnerabilities. And then as soon as we talk and express our thoughts and vulnerabilities, we get our ass beat and get torn down for that too. Well, I'm not finna let myself drive me crazy from keeping all this bouncing around in my head. So as long as these interviews are scheduled, motherfucker, I'ma show up and talk.
Dying for the right cause is the most human thing we can do.
What do you mean? Me? John.
Welcome, my friends. My name is Antoine Phoenix, and welcome to my RP experience. Peace and love to my brothers and sisters out there. Thank you for hitting the like button, subscribing, sharing, and turn on all notifications so you know when I have a whole new video up. Today's video is going to be about men being open with women. Is it possible? Now, I do think it's a thing of oversharing. And that is one of those double standard things as a man that we gradually learn to accept that women, and especially men, that's the ironic thing, don't care how you feel or what you are going through. Your close friends from childhood, yes, some of them do. And I do have those friends that, even though it's been a gap of when we have talked to each other, that I could reach out and call them up and we could do like a catch up or something. But I cannot call them and do emotional dump or something. And I'm one of the more open men that I know. But even I feel a bit uncomfortable doing that, especially with other men. And I think one of the reasons is that there are like three types of men. The rarest type of man. And I am this type of man. And remember, I operate a lot of what I would want someone to be to me. So I'll use this as an example. I wouldn't cheat on a woman because I don't want her to cheat on me. There's no moral compass of like, uh, that is wrong. I should not do it. Now, if she cheats on me and she does certain things, then I don't feel as inclined to not do that because obviously she didn't care how I felt about it. And that's just how I look at a lot of things. Because of that, that's why I can't call myself a good man in that aspect, because a lot of the things that I do is because I would not want it done to me. Okay. But everybody has their moral compass the way that they have it. Some people are real religious and some people are don't do things because they want it done to them. And then there are the rarest type that goes against their code, that they would not do it no matter what. It can be like snitching on a friend or something. But getting back to the thing of, men are the worst culprits in this, because men really don't care. We don't have empathy for each other. And some men get carried away of like uh getting all emotional and then having the dude cry into your lap and all that other stuff. Like, no. Okay, sometimes a person just needs you to listen to them to let it out. And I think this is another reason why sometimes men don't go to therapy, because I remember a female friend of mine has said, like, maybe I should go to therapy. And she's probably right. But the thing is, though, whereas women can do a powwow and just talk and let it out and such, that only works with men to a certain degree. I will have to talk to the person that did me wrong to have full closure. And most of the time they're not going to care, or they are going to deflect. So therefore is no healing there. So I have to do it another way. Now I found a way by talking about these subjects on my podcast that I can say the things that men don't, and in a way is helping me heal in a way, because I'm getting a lot of stuff off my chest. But this is a clear example that men don't have empathy for each other.
Empathy will not be a word in my house. One of the first things I would teach my sons is that empathy is not going to matter. You should not expect empathy from anybody in your life, because nobody is going to come save you.
Yep.
Nobody is coming. So I think the best day of a young man's life is the day that he realizes that nobody is coming to save him.
I love that.
Wow.
Man or woman.
If he can get himself in a place of competence where he can get excited about the fact that nobody's coming, he will not only be free, but he'll separate himself from the competition and win. And my sons will win. Empathy will not be a word in my house.
Now, I kind of understand where he's coming from. He's making his boys tough, but something doesn't bring right with the no empathy thing. I believe in balance. I understand that a man can't go boo-hoo and cry about every little thing. And like I say, whereas I'm one of the more open men that I know, I still have that gear of like, okay, shit need to be done. I need to suck it up. If it gets too much that I can't take certain things, then I will have to peel away from society, not answer telephone calls, go hermit mode, and heal in that seclusion type of way. And I think that's how a lot of men do it. And of course, we don't expect someone to come save uh, us. Okay, that's the woman's thing. And even though I think now they don't believe in the princess coming to save them or marry them and things like that, but I think they always do have men that will bail them out. It's kind of like my ex-wife. She will say that she does a lot, like, oh, I gotta do it all myself. Yes, she does a lot of things herself, where she's the primary caregiver of my daughter. But however, though, she gets financial assistance from me. She has men that are mechanics that she know that will work on her car and sometimes give her a discount. She's getting help from all over the place. Men don't get that as much, unless if we learn to finesse dudes out of things and to get things for free, acting like we don't have money and asking dudes for money. It's similar like when people ask people for like cigarettes or something. But so yeah, I understand a little bit what he's talking about, but I do think that not having empathy at all, like, okay, I don't believe in extremes. So if you're gonna go totally to the left, like there's no empathy, is tough love or something, that's wrong. It's like the same thing if you are calling someone and always like, oh dear, dear, that's not good neither. So you have to find a balance in the middle. That's why you need a man and a woman in raising these kids. Okay, and hopefully both children are getting empathy from the mom, and they're getting direction and discipline from the father. Now sometimes it's mismatched, because sometimes the 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 masculine and female traits or like a man may have more feminine traits and a woman may have more masculine traits. But however, though, let's just keep it simple. that the woman should be teaching her kids the empathy stuff, and the men should be teaching um both kids more of the discipline stuff. But however, though, he should not be a dictator. He should not come off as narcissistic, because you're going to have your daughter growing up to hate all men or being a spoiled brat if you go to either extreme. And if you are the mom totally coddling your kids, you're going to have your kid being too soft. So balance. We need balance. Anyway, I have another thing from no, actually I'm not going to share that video. Now, women ask men to be more open. So we're going to let this woman speak right here, this beautiful black woman speak, and hear what she has to say. What she say makes a lot of sense.
I am so freaking sick of this whole sassy man apocalypse bullshit. Girls, were we not just the ones who collectively got together and we agreed, we were like, man, I cannot stand it when they're so fucking nonchalant. I can't stand it when they're not expressing themselves. It's like, oh, sex, oh, sports, oh, video games. And then you're like, okay, but like, how does anything in life make you feel? And they're just like, I don't know, man, I'm just trying to vibe. I thought we all agreed that we hated that shit. That we hated it. We were all like, we'd like to have a world where men have more like layers, where they could feel comfortable enough to talk about shit like sadness and longing and jealousy and just pain and in general. We're all saying that. We had all agreed on that. So tell me why recently this whole new trend is going on, and if a guy comes up to you and then he's just like, you know, I'm actually feeling really, really bad about that. That thing that happened the other day, like that made me feel really, you know, underappreciated, and I feel like I'm putting a lot of effort into this relationship and I feel like you're not doing as much or whatever. And instead of being like, oh my God, I am so sorry, I didn't realize, we're all like, oh my God, you're being so sassy right now. We will never be free. We will never be free. We will forever be locked in these chains. You guys do realize that in the ideal world where like there's like a lack of toxic masculinity, there are going to be a lot of men being pretty sassy all the damn time, right? Because there would be like no social stigma against the man just being like, I'm sad, I want to fucking cry. Yeah, that shit hurt my feelings. That would be normal. That would be normal in the ideal world. Did not know I would ever see the day where I would come on this app and defend men. You have me on here defending men. How are we ever going to have a world full of Allens if every time an Allen does as an Allen does and just expresses themselves, we're just like, ew, that kind of gave me the ick. Ugh. At first, I thought sassy was like this new still little internet way of being like, oh, like he's being weird or he's being like annoying or whatever. But like I was like, oh no. Sassy's supposed to mean he's being overly expressive of his emotions. I thought that's what you wanted. Was I wrong? Were we actually like, you know what? Actually, that toxic masculinity shit, fucking with it. Like, were we actually there? And I was just back far behind, and I just didn't know and I didn't catch up. Am I new here?
Excellent video, sis. You hit the nail right on the head quite a few times. Now, I have not watched your other comment because you say this is one of the first times that you are defending men. So I don't know if you do the usual thing of man bashing. But at least you have one video that's somewhat accountable. Anyway, to sum up what she's saying, she's correct. Now, the thing is, though, as men and women, we have to remember women are different. And the same way you have those different types of men, and actually, you know what? I did not say it that first time. I did not finish. You have those men that really don't care. Okay. Then you have the rare men that do actually care, like me, and that's only because I would want somebody to hear me out. So I will actually care about what a dude's going through, and if he needs to talk. And then you have, I think, the majority of people that will say that they care, like, oh yeah, and behind your back they're like, this person is weak, I don't feel like listening to this shit. Like, there are plenty of those people out there. So I'd rather a person be honest and be like, I don't give a fuck, instead of faking that they actually do care how you feel. And I think that's the same thing with women. You have the women that straight don't care. You have the few women that do actually care about how men feel about stuff. Those are the women that as men we need to give energy to and attention to. Now, where can you find those women? It's more difficult with the women because whereas the men are a little bit more direct, if they actually do care and more action orientated, a woman that don't care at all but she can't be brutal will listen to a guy's sob story or what's going on and then go talk to her girlfriends and then and okay, and even if she was okay with it, and this is why I can't trust women 100% no more because it only takes one person of your friend group to say like, oh, he's weak or he's whining about stuff. And this is why I say I don't like about women that they'll be like everything's fine and okay, and then when they go talk to friends, then they come at you with new attitude the next time they see you. I feel like women like that cannot think for themselves. You are always influenced by outside people. Now, I do think the dangerous thing for women that if men are more open, a, a lot more of us is going to be uh not putting up with your bullshit. Like the same way that women will feel like a man's not performing and he's not making her happy and stuff like that. A man is going to be like, man, this beast is stressing me out too much. She flirts too much. She's on social media. She posts too much. It's lots of things that women do that if men was more on the energy of not letting stuff go, he would just drop you. And most men won't do that because we know that it's harder to replace a woman unless if you are a top tier man. So that's why I have a new strategy now of trying to at least get as top tier enough that I can get so that I have more selection of women. And when I see things that they are doing that I am done with, that I will just drop it like it's hot. Like, well, if I don't, because there are some women that I get along with great, but I don't like the way that they live in. Like if they have like a OnlyFans or something. I mean, and it's kind of tough because I know some individuals that I get along with great, and they seem to have a great personality, but I just know that would be tough being in a relationship with them and they are doing that particular thing. I don't want to end up like Joe Smith or what his name was, that when he hit financial difficulty, then that woman smacking him in the face and totally disrespecting him, going back to her OF, and well, she also did adult entertainment. So not too many men is going to want to be dealing with that particular thing right there. But some will stay silent and then think that they can deal with something. And I think a lot of men do this because I know I would. It would be something that I'm okay with at first because I didn't put too much thought into it. I didn't process my feelings about it. And then later, I'm like, you know what? I don't really like that she's constantly hanging with these certain guys all the time. So I got one more video and I'll be right back.
Women have done an incredible job of normalizing talking about their feelings, hurts, and vulnerabilities. Mm-hmm. When a man does it, we get shamed into silence. Yo, shut the fuck up, man. Like, Don't be putting your shit all out there. Motherfucker, if somebody had gave Mary J. Blige that advice to not be putting all her shit out there, we wouldn't have Mary J. Blige.
Right. Yeah, you're right.
Most of us as men, we get attacked for not being vocal or expressing our feelings or our vulnerabilities. Why you won't just talk? Just tell me what you thinking. You look like you got something on your mind. Talk. I'm here. And it's they don't want to. They don't feel safe. They don't feel comfortable. We get attacked for shutting up, and we get attacked for speaking. Most of us.
Okay, so as you can see, as a man, you can't win because if you say certain things, it's like, why is he talking about this? And why is he expressing himself like that? That's like woman behavior. And to extent, yes, it depends. Like I've seen a lot of Tyrese's posts, and some of them, except for the one of him crying, which I'm not going to judge him for that, but I wouldn't have done that right there, and actually surprised me that he would do that, but that showed that he was really hurting. For a man to do that, he is really hurting, and he might be close to offing himself. So, fortunately, he was able to find other outlets to somewhat heal. And as I did a video earlier, some months ago, about his wife, Samantha Lee, regretting the divorce and maybe thinking she would get back with him. But see, she left a lot of stuff out. And then when he came into the conversation, he was like with everything that she's done, and then also uh probably the person she hooked up with after they had broke up, and then she wanted to get back with him after he found somebody else. Like he was like done with her at that time. And it's funny, a lot of times people want you once you are happy with somebody else. So that's definitely a thing that's on my radar, that once I get to a certain success level, and then I am happy and I have the type of woman that I want right now, not marrying, but and who knows, maybe I might just date around to be like safe. But I know I'm more of a relationship type of person, so I'm pretty sure I'm going to try again. But I understand now that if I'm with a woman, and because I'm more open with how I feel, if she's doing certain things, I'm not going to be arguing with her. I'm not going to be asking her to please stop doing it. I'm going to give her a couple warnings, and then I'm just going to be out of there, because I know the more power she gets in the relationship, or more leverage with marriage, kids, especially the kids, she's gonna start showing her ass. And I don't feel like going through that ever again. So, but as they will say, that person always does show you certain signs of how they going to be early in the relationship. It's up to you to pick that up. And I got a little bit off topic. I was really talking about men expressing themselves and their feelings. But uh now he's wrong about one thing, like with Mary J. Blige and probably Taylor Swift, and uh, like I believe a man can express himself in song, writing songs, because there are plenty of men that have wrote songs, and as far as I heard, they didn't really say anything, because I know Justin Bieber is big on that. But I think as a man you can get away with writing songs. But as far as making teary-eyed videos of how you miss the person, and how how hurt you are, there are some women that will care. Most men will not care. Okay. But there are some that will say some encouraging words, but most won't care. There are some women that will, and most will look at you as weak. Now, the thing that, knowing the person that I am, I'm more of a sensitive, emotional person. That helps me weed off the women that I know that's not good for me. That I know they look how I want, and they could be nice in spots for like a little while, because kind of like Taylor Swift, I can turn a woman, even a bad girl, into a good woman for like a good 3 months to 6 months. But eventually that mask will fall off, and then they'll start showing their true self. So, you know, it is what it is. I don't have too much to add. Give me a like, a subscribe. God bless everyone. Men out there, if you're similar like me, don't share everything with everyone. Find a few that you can. If you do therapy, do not have them putting you on pills and pills of not being depressed, because that's something too. I worry about going to therapist. Seem like the quickest thing that they want to do is put you on some type of pill or something. And I'm not into pharmaceuticals like that. I like living a drug-free life, because I don't really drink, and I really don't. I only drink on certain occasions, and I don't do drugs. So I am strong in that kind of way. I'm surprised, because a lot of the pain that I felt, I definitely would have done. And why do I keep talking a bit after I say the video is over? So a like, subscribe, have a good day. God bless.
It's disrespect that starts the school shooter bullshit. It's disrespect that makes men go to jail for life sentences. When you truly disrespect a man in a public and permanent way, that's when they switch. That's why I'm so respectful in public. You don't know who the fuck you're talking to. He might be on his last fucking straw. And you just disrespected, hey, you're a fucking bitch anyway, you're skinny motherfucker, fuck you. You don't know. That might be the last time he heard it. I've had enough. You don't know. Disrespect is dangerous. And in a household where you're constantly disrespecting a man, he's going to end up depressed and sad for even accepting. Men just want to feel respected. It's not that hard to do.